Good morning. It's the 60 Seconds to Serenity with Gregg Hammond. And today is Monday, January 8th, 2018. Magic Monday, brand new start to the week. For a lot of people, this is the beginning of your 5-day week, and it's actually going to be a 5-day week. No holiday. And it really is the beginning, the real beginning of the week, because we've just come out of a whole weekend and holiday, and so getting your focus for a new year. A lot of people want to come right out of the gate on January 1st with, New Year's resolutions and the change that they want to bring into their life. And it's always a process, as we've been doing with the 60 Seconds to Serenity each morning here. We're working on the repetition, the power of repetition to change your life, for you to be able to change your life, to take control, to be able to harness the power of the 60 Seconds to Serenity tools by using your breathing and your affirmations to bring you into a higher vibration, your higher faculties of thought. And we're doing some exercises, and that was all preparing the soil so you could plant seeds for, it's 2018, however you like to say it. These exercises and your focus for you is empowering you to be able to respond to things during your day, respond as opposed to reacting. So the breathing is that long, calm, serene breath in, calm, serene breath out. And you're saying your affirmations. You're using 60 seconds of time, just 1 minute of time, to shift over into the calm, serene mind. And I feel this calm, serene mind is a superpower. It is your superpower if you're willing to work on achieving that. And then it's easier to maintain anything that you practice. Any repetition that you do creates change. And by the 60 Seconds to Serenity tools, through this method, the methods that we've been putting together, that I've been sharing here each morning, by doing that, you prepare the soil so that you can plant in seeds. And the process, the outcome of the process is that you become a better person. Your life gets better because you respond instead of reacting. But we are very gently weeding out and taking away disempowering thoughts or disempowering situations. The more that you practice this, the more that people that don't fit into that vibration, the high vibration, the more that they will start to move out. But the important thing is that you realize that this is you having the power to do that. You take responsibility for raising your own vibration. It's amazing to think about it. As you raise your vibration, as you use your higher faculties of thought, your ability to write out affirmations, your ability to write out different things, your goals, to write out your vision, to open your mind up so that new ideas and new thoughts will come in, and then you write those down using the power of that, using the power of reading something and the repetition of that. I've mentioned some different books. This one is good. Thoughts Are Things, right? Bob Proctor, amazing. He's one of my favorite mentors, one of my favorite teachers. I'm getting the opportunity to sit down and have some time with Bob very soon, which I've been to a lot of the workshops that he's put on, and I've studied his material every single day. But I'm looking forward to some time to sit down with him in person. That means a lot to me. So I'm extremely grateful for that, and that's one of the things that goes on my gratitude list. Another book, The Art of Living, is tremendous read. And I teach a lot of things that I've learned from mentors and teachers, and Bob is one of them. Thomas Troward, The Hidden Power, that book, and in here, chapter 11, yourself, that one is amazing, and I've been reading that for, I'm doing a 90-day stretch of reading that every day. I read through that. Another thing, and you can be doing these too, right? If these are books that you feel called to read them, or begin reading them. Audiobooks are great because you can multitask by doing things that you have to do physically, either exercising, and I highly recommend that. Just making sure that your space is in order, always keeping things clean and neat, because order is heaven's first law. You clean up your space, keep your space orderly, make sure you put the time in to do that. You can be listening to audiobooks. You can be listening to the 60 Seconds to Serenity videos on repeat. There are almost 90 of these videos that we put together, and we're compiling them and putting them up, and I have a YouTube channel so you can go back through and watch all these. It's a gift I'm giving to everybody out there. From it's in gratitude for how amazing my life is. I've experienced so much change in my life for the better, continually getting increasingly better. And I had to focus. I really had to focus, and I had to acknowledge that I was the one who could take control and raise my vibration. But I'm grateful for all the teachers who have passed things down for me, and I found extreme value in the exchange of paying for my education. It wasn't an education that I was able to get in the standard school system. This is a life education, very important, and few people have this, and so they go through life reacting to things kind of like a pinball, getting bounced around through the situations that happen, instead of taking control and streamlining the way that they go about their day and removing the bad habits, removing disempowering thoughts, and replacing them with good ones. That takes practice, and so this free morning 60 Seconds to Serenity is for everybody who wants to do that. They want change in their life. They want to step it up a notch all the time, continually stepping it up. Reading and writing are so important, and I say it over and over. I repeat things that I say because they are empowering, and sometimes you don't hear them the first time through. You might watch 7 or 8 videos, and then all of a sudden something excuse me, that I say pops out for you, and you're like, there it is. There's that diamond. It makes sense now. So we're talking about the calm mind, right? This chapter on Serenity by James Allen out of As a Man Thinketh, very short book, 49-minute audio book that you can listen to. I listen to that frequently. And I like the chapter on Serenity, and so that is a chapter that I am writing out by hand each day, once per day, writing it out. I'm using my dominant hand, not my non-dominant hand. We have been doing a non-dominant exercise where we wrote our name. You put your name, you put the day that it is, such as Monday. You put the calendar day, the 8th of January, and then the year 2018. And then you put the sunrise, the time of sunrise, wherever you are, the time of sunset, the wind direction at the time that you're checking, the humidity, and you're listing all of those things out to build awareness and see how is that changing. Is it always the same time for all the same thing? How much does the wind pick up or decrease? Which direction is it coming from? These are all awareness building skills. As you build those skills, you're teaming that up with the non-dominant hand. You're writing that out, and you're building these. You're doing these skills, doing these exercises. You are building your awareness of things going on outside in nature, and that is very important. If you see the value right away, fantastic. If you're not sure, don't worry about it. There is value. Believe me, it will change things for you when you start to do that in constant repetition. So for the non-dominant hand, we started onto this paragraph, and I posted it there for you on another 60 Seconds to Serenity when we started it. You're writing this out with your non-dominant hand twice per day, once in the morning, once at night. I enjoy a non-dominant hand exercise, so I write out as much as will fit on the page, so it's 5 or 6 paragraphs, depending. The good news is that your life just got a whole lot easier through the 60 seconds to serenity. And if you're up for a 90-day challenge, I can help you with that. Just send me a message. Let me know that you'd like some help with that. With the breathing and your higher faculties of thought, you're teaming in your gratitude. And we've been doing a gratitude list where we write out 10 things on there. It can be things, people, places, and experiences. You're just thinking of things you're grateful for. Sometimes you might have the same thing 3 days in a row because you're experiencing that and that comes into your mind. So you want to put that list together and then think about each one of those things. You want to stay hydrated. Now, aren't you glad it's Monday? Some people have different opinions of Monday. I like Monday because it's the beginning of the week. It's a start into a brand new week of experiences, people, ability to do things, you know. I don't look at the Monday as a bad thing, but I'm also responding to a lot of things as opposed to reacting. So you could say, I love Mondays, Magic Monday. Some of the affirmations that I popped up in the past from back in October when we started was I am healthy, I am happy, I am helpful, right? Help somebody, hold a door. It's pretty amazing to hold a door somewhere because it doesn't always happen. People don't do that all the time. Some people are very good about it, but that is something you can do, is hold a door for anybody. It's a human gesture to say, I see you, I acknowledge you, and I'm doing something to show that I care enough to make your day a little bit easier. That practice is something happening here because you see that the door needs to be opened and held for somebody. And a lot of times, just the gesture shifts somebody's day that you don't even have an idea how much you've shifted their day. So being helpful. I live in paradise. See this? Paradise, people were commenting on the picture here, right, of this beach, right, of the water. You know, is it frozen? I saw ducks walking on frozen water because the temperatures have shifted. And if you're tracking weather and you look, you can see. I could see, because I've watched a ton of weather patterns, I could see that Florida was going to get a lot of icy, wintry weather, and that was 6 weeks ago, at least 6 weeks ago, that I could see that. I was like, wow, all of these weather patterns are going to drop down, and a lot of cold and Arctic air is going to make its way into the state of Florida. And so I posted, somebody who just moved to Florida was like, I love this Florida weather, you know, and he made a comment about, you know, not having to deal with the cold, and I had seen the weather pattern, I've been tracking it, and I said, actually, this is going to be that year that there's going to be a lot of extreme temperatures, cold temperatures in Florida, and snow and ice, frost, things that aren't common. But that's just a weather pattern that I saw, that I could see that was happening from watching weather radar for a long time and tracking that, paying attention to the details. I could see that coming. So anyway, I mean, that's not really any big deal, but I saw that there was a pond in the southern states that they were showing, the Weather Channel showed ducks walking on it, right? And we've talked about this water back here. Is it a warm tropical beach? Is it like a paradise in somebody's mind? Where is the paradise? Where is paradise really? It's here. It's your thinking, higher faculties of thinking that are a paradise, right? Because this water, somebody said, oh, that's not frozen, but listen, that water is, you hear how hard that water is? Frozen, right? In some respect, that water is frozen. That's a perspective, right? Frozen in time, frozen in my time, right? I love a hammock by the beach, but I don't feel, oh, paradise is somewhere outside of me. I understand that paradise is inside of me because that's where my focus is. And it took some time to practice to bring my vibration up high enough so that paradise was every minute that I was breathing in and breathing out, that was paradise in my own spot, my own place, my own mind. And so it can be that way for you, especially if you practice all of these 60 seconds to serenity tools. The reason I'm doing this and giving back is because I know how powerful all of this is, and so I want to share that. So that was I live in paradise, and then my memory is very good. I've mentioned that because people say things, they have a disempowering statement that they say, either out of frustration or out of trying to be humble, and they say, I forget things, or I leave things, or I bump into things. Those are disempowering, even if they're not meant to be, but they are. So you want to have statements, I remember everything. I have a very good memory. I remember many details. I always remember everybody's name. Say all of these very empowering thoughts. So that's where I'm going to leave you. You should think about reading and writing out the Serenity chapter if you want, like that, right, in a notebook. And with your non-dominant hand, you're writing out the paragraph we talked about. You're also writing out the weather. I know it's a little bit later on a Monday, but I am sending you off. If you were watching this live and you were watching first thing in the morning, in the beginning of your day, have a fantastic day. If it's later on in the day, I hope your day was fantastic. And I will see you on Tuesday, tomorrow morning, for another 60 Seconds to Serenity. Peace, love, music to everybody. Orange you glad. That's the last joke of the day, right? For 60 Seconds to Serenity. See ya.